Hey guys, we got a great subject here tonight. Gonna be awesome. Um, I'll let you go ahead and come in. We're going to be, this is our Monday moment. Our title is Why Was I Born? Just an excellent time for us to spend some time together this evening. And so if you would, I am live on Facebook. If you would share this with your friends, that would be awesome. With your friends and family. We're going to talk about the purpose for your birth. There are so many questions going around. Hey guys, I see you coming in. So many questions going on. Hey Dreamkeeper, what's up, King? Well, what's up to you kings and queens that are out there tonight? It's a great night. It's a great night, great night. I have been really wrestling with this as you come in, and I got about 10 or so minutes to chat with you tonight, because I just want to keep it as a Monday moment. And we're on Facebook also. So I'll ask those of you who are on Facebook, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please do that. Dr. Martin Williams at YouTube. You can subscribe. You can also make comments there. You can be a part of the world and the nation that we're building with intent. We're pretty intentional about what we're building together here, and hope you can be a part of it. Okay, let's just get to it. Why was I born? Now, just so I start this off right, let me make sure everyone understands. We're not going to talk about until the end, because it's not about where you were born. It's not about when you were born or how you were born. All those questions will be answered in the question why you were born. So the circumstance of your birth, what you've lived through, what has gone on in your life, that's not what we're talking about. We're simply talking about why. Why were you born? Why are you here? What's the substance of your life? I'm reminded of an old song by one of my favorite artists. Her name was Billie Holiday. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday sung a song, and just to make sure I get it right, I want to read the words to you. The title of the song is Why Was I Born? And this is what she said. Why was I born? Why am I living? What do I get? What am I giving? Why do I want for things I dare not hope for? What can I hope for? I wish I knew. So Billie Holiday is asking this lifelong question. Now, of course, it's a love song. So at the end, she's singing about a man, but the first part is so important. Her question is, why was I born? Why am I living? What do I get from living? What do I give? What am I giving? Why do I want things I dare not hope for? Why do I want for things I dare not hope for? And what can I hope for? I wish I knew. I think there are lots of questions that goes on in a person's mind, and I just want to focus you in right now, because no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on, you're in these situations for a reason. So write this down. Let's get to it. Why was I born? I'm just going to give you 3 tonight. And from these 3, you can extrapolate so many different things, right? So why was I born? You were born to discover yourself. Let me make sure you understand what I mean. Write it in your notes. You were born so that you could discover yourself. Many people are walking around the earth trying to find themselves. You don't need to find yourself. You already exist, and you're not lost. The real you is inside you. It's in your soul. It's in your heart. It's in your spirit. You, listen to this, what I wrote down. You were created before you existed. You were created. You find your friends out there, say hello to them. You were created before you were created before you existed. What I mean is, before you came to earth, you were. Yes, you, the perfect you were born in the right place, right time, right skin color, right body. You are perfect, but you were made before you existed here on earth. As a matter of fact, if you weren't created before existence, you would have never existed. So you are not trying to find yourself. You're trying to uncover or discover yourself. And you spend, and that's why great parents, great atmosphere, being around people who will allow you to figure out who you are already. Most people live their life trying to be something they're not. And what I want to encourage you to do on this Monday moment is just discover yourself. Discover who you are. Discover your purpose. Discover your calling by the things you like, the things you enjoy, the things you relish, the things you do well. Never try to be something you can't do. Never. Does that make sense? So you're here to discover yourself. The earth is a great playground to just discover you. Okay, yes, okay, there are snakes, there are thorns, there are thistles, there are problems on the planet, stuff that can eat you. I get all that. But what does it have to do with you? Nothing. The problems around you have nothing to do with you unless you allow it to have something to do with you. So make a decision. The world is safe for me. The universe is perfect for me. It is my playground. I am going to discover me in this world without fear. Hey, guys, without fear. Without the anticipation of dread. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to enjoy the people around me. I am safe when I'm discovering. I'm safe when I'm discovering. So number one, that's the number one purpose that you're here. Dr. Monroe gave me these three. The number one purpose that you are here is to discover yourself. The second reason you are here, ask the question, why was I born? Listen, you were born, second of all, to develop that person that was sent to earth. Watch this. You, the real you, your spirit, was created in the beginning. And the creator, God, decided to send you here at the right time. You were born on the right time to the right people in the right situation, because in that situation, you learned something or became something that is really important to us, the rest of the world. Am I making sense? So that part of you that's eternal does not need developing. It's perfect. Part of you, your spirit is perfect, absolutely perfect. But that part of you that was sent here to this planet must be developed. You've got to now skill yourself. Say that with me. I've got to skill myself. I've got to train myself. I've got to begin to develop that real gift inside of me. I can't spend my time in life letting someone else train me to help them with their dream. I can't do that. I've got to spend time, effort. I must be intentional at focusing on my own gifts. That is not selfish. That is not selfish. I hear you talking to me. That sounds selfish. Let me tell you who tells you it's selfish. The people who tell you it's selfish to develop yourself only want you to use the energy of developing so that they can develop you for what they're doing, which is eternally illegal. I just made up a word. That is eternally illegal for someone else to try to use your energy to develop in yourself what they want you to be, so that they can use you, so that they can tell you what to do, so that they can use your force. Listen to me. Paul called it's your force. It's the force of life that's in you. They want to use that force of life. They want to use your force of life to build their own influence. And that, my sisters, brothers, friends, and family, is illegal. That's illegal. We can't do that. We have to fight that, right? By the way, if I'm developing myself, my brain, my gifts, my strength, my talent, my influence, if I'm developing that, I'm a full-time job. I am a mess, right? I am a mess. My spirit's perfect, but the rest of me is a mess. It is a 24/7 job just to keep me straight, right? So I can't be telling you everything. I've got to be telling myself. So I need to read what I need to read. I need to be in the right cultures. I need to be with other people who are developing themselves. I can't be around lazy people. I can't stop developing myself because others become uncomfortable with my development. Because every time you develop yourself, then there's something added to your life. There's more influence, more power, more money, more people, as you develop yourself, more and more doors open for you on this planet. That's how it works. So you were born to develop. You were not just born to discover yourself, but once you discover your gifts, your talents, you must develop them. Develop them, work hard on them. Now, the third reason you were born, why was I born? You were born to deploy. That's a Dr. Monroe term, and it simply means to be sent. In other words, once I've discovered myself and I'm developed it, watch this now, write this down. I am in charge of my own deployment. I don't let people tell me where to go. I don't let people tell me where I have to live. I don't let people tell me what I can drive. I don't let people tell me, I don't care who they are. They can be the principal, the preacher, or I don't care. They can be the pimp. I don't care who it is. None of them have the right to tell me where I can be deployed. That is my decision. If you're somewhere you don't like, if you're doing something you don't like, if you're feeling a certain way you don't like, you can't point at others. You've got to point at yourself. It's a choice that you have made by the circumstances you have been given or by words you've been given from other people. If you don't like where you are, write it down. Leave. If you don't like the spiritual place you're in, leave. If you don't like the physical sickness you're going through, leave it behind. Just decide, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting up here. I'm moving on with my life because that's my job. I deploy myself. And if I want to deploy myself in a place of doing something that you may not think is right, that is my business. I am here to discover, develop, and deploy myself. I am in charge of what happens to me. You walk your way into your own destiny. I walk my way into my own destiny. That is not something that someone can nor should do for me. It's something I should do for myself. And that's what I want to get across to you tonight. So am I making sense? Your perfect destiny decides what you have and how far you go. And that's why you need to do it. So that's three things. Discover, develop, deploy. You're in charge of that. Now, I call those three becoming. Your number one reason on earth, your number one reason you are here is to become. Become what? This is weird now. Become who you are. Become who you are. Your job on earth is to become that person that your spirit was created for. Your job is to let your spirit living in this body, teach this body, this brain, these hands, these feet to become who you were created to be. That's the entire reason for your living. Everything else comes out of that. Everything, please share this for me. Share this on Facebook. Everything comes out of you becoming. Becoming and spending your life learning a new thing. Learning a new thing. I'm learning a new thing being on here with you tonight. The first time going from YouTube to Facebook, figuring it out, having people teach me. How do I do this? I've got to keep becoming. When are you going to retire? Never. I will never retire. No. It doesn't matter because there's something I can learn. There's a place where I'm still ignorant. There's still stuff I don't know. There are people I haven't met that I'm just going to love meeting them and developing a relationship with them. Am I making sense? Okay. Now, here's your bonus. You better write these down. I'm telling you, because you ain't heard these like this before. I want to give you the enemies, the three enemies of your becoming who you are. Because you got enemies, sweetheart. You got enemies, my brother. You got enemies. You got some stuff going on in your life and some situations that are around you that will keep you from becoming. They will keep you from discovering yourself. They'll keep you from developing yourself, and they'll keep you from deploying yourself. And here are the three enemies. Write all three of them down: compromise, comparison, and competition. Yes, this is what keeps you from becoming who you are. You will never develop in your life until you deal with compromise, comparison, and competition. Now, watch this. Compromise is when you decide by default or on purpose, by choice. Compromise is when you decide that you simply give in to what is happening around you. You give in to the pressure. You give in to what others feel. You give in to what others think. There's pressure on your job, and that people will tell you on this job, if you leave this job, you'll never find another one. So you simply compromise. You're doing stuff with your hands that your brain doesn't agree with. Can I tell you about Alzheimer's? Can I tell you about mental illness? Can I tell you about people who are schizophrenic? It's because they were trying to do things with their hands that their old spirit knew was the wrong thing. You can't live your life with power if you are doing the wrong things. You're working in the wrong places. You're in the wrong relationships. You simply compromise. And let me tell you something. You won't be able to like or love anybody else, because you can't love other people if you have not learned to love yourself. You can't enjoy riding a bicycle if you don't love yourself. You can't enjoy money if you don't love yourself. Money doesn't solve that problem. You've got to love yourself in such a way that you do what's in your heart. You feel what's in your heart. You relate to life by what's in your heart. Because your heart of hearts is perfect. Your soul is perfect. You can't compromise. You've got to make that decision. So no compromise. That's the enemy of you becoming. Number two enemy is what? Comparison. When you compare yourself to someone else, you're literally looking outside of yourself to find what will make you happy. Whenever you look at someone else and you compare, he's doing better, she's doing better, it seems like they're further ahead than me. As soon as you start to compare yourself with others, I think Paul says it is unwise for us to compare ourselves with ourselves. What did he mean by that? If I compare myself to you, I'm God and you are God. Why would I compare me, God, to you, God? Right? It makes no sense for me to compare myself to you. I can't compare myself to you. I can only compare myself to my own reason for living. I can't compare it with you. I have to deal with this in my own self. And I want to free you tonight in every way I can. Every way I can. Stop comparing yourself to anyone. Don't compare the way you look. Don't compare the way you think. Don't compare the cars you drive, the houses you live in. Don't compare anything, because what happens when you start to compare, please get this. You stick yourself like a stick in the mud. As soon as you start to compare yourself, you stop developing. Whenever you start to look outside of you to become something else, you stop development. You stop the flow of the universe to you. Okay. So everything you think and dream and you're developing for already exists. It already exists. It already exists. You're not working for it. It exists. You just have to discover it, right? But as soon as you start comparing yourself to others, the universe shuts off everything it has designed for you, because you're no longer focused on the right thing. You compare yourself to some others who may be at a different level of calling, a different level of purpose, a different level of why they were created and why they are here. You're here for a totally different reason. That's why you have your only blood, you have your only fingerprint, you have your own DNA. You're like no one else on the planet. And that's why. That's why. Now, lastly, competition. Wow, wow, wow. Here's what I want you to write down about competition, because this one kills a lot of people. Competition kills a lot of people. You're not just comparing yourself to others. You're trying to beat others. You're trying to win. Life is not a race. You're not a race. There are no races on earth. I'm a black man, but I'm not racing against white men. I'm not trying to beat them. I'm not trying to cross some finish line. There's only one finish line for me, and that's my purpose and reason for living. I'm not in competition with anyone. I'm not trying to live in this, well, now we got more races than 5. We got all these races on earth. So everybody's running, trying to compare with one another, trying to beat one another. Get out of that rat race. It gets you nowhere. It won't help you at all, right? So don't compare. Here's why. Write it down. When you compare, you shut down your creativity. Comparison dilutes creativity. Comparison shuts down your creative edge. Comparison closes the door on new ideas. Comparison shuts you off in a dark room. When you start now competing with others, you shut down your creative ability to be on the leading edge of creation. So don't compete. Don't race with anybody. Don't try to beat anybody. Don't let anybody call your name and now you got to get back at them because you're competing. Don't go into duels where you have to win something against somebody. All negative. You have no need to compete with anybody. Just keep creating. What did I say? Don't compete. Create. Don't compete. Create. My mentor said this to me once, and I'll tell you this story. My mentor said something to me years ago, because I found out years ago when MySpace and Facebook, all this was new. And I was going to try to find Dr. Monroe's, I was trying to find his Facebook. And I'm telling you, like 25 or 30 Dr. Myles Munroe Facebooks popped up. And I'm like, which one is the right one? So I saw him in a few days after that, and I said to him, Dad, all these Facebooks are yours. Which one is yours? He said, mine says official. My Facebook page says official Dr. Myles Munroe. He said, all the rest of these are competitors using my name. Wow. So my next question, which I probably shouldn't have asked, my next question was, if there are 30 to 40 or so Facebook pages that are using your name, shouldn't you go after them? He said, why? Why would I go after them? He said, how much time would I spend in competition with them, finding them, asking them, please take this Facebook down. Please take this down. Don't do that. Don't use my material. Don't sell my books in that country. Don't reprint my books and sell them. This is illegal. He said, how much time and energy would that take me to do that? I said, well, it could take you a little bit. I said, hire a lawyer. He said, how much money would I spend hiring a lawyer in each country? Because every country has different laws, right? He said, how much money would it take? And I says, wow, I think I'm beginning to get your answer. He said to me, son, there is always going to be someone in competition with you. And if you are good at what you do, expect people to copy it. If no one copies your work, if no one is in competition with you, it means that you have not discovered, developed, or deployed yourself. But as soon as you discover, develop, and deploy yourself, people will copy you. People copy what's good. They never copy what's bad, he said. He said, so I just let them have it. He said, by the way, go on Google and find out how many websites are set up in my name. Lo and behold, there were 30 to 35 websites with his name on it, selling books, doing things in several countries. He said, I just keep creating. I write 2-3 books a year. There's no way they can create as fast as I can. And let me tell you something. Don't be in competition. Spend your life creating. If you spend your life creating, you will have no competition. And you'll be so busy that you don't have to compete with anyone else. So here are those questions again. Okay? You just told me why I was born. So Pastor Martin, I want to know, Martin, then where was I born? How was I born? I want to know, when was I born? Why was I born when I was born? Why was I born when I was born? Why was I born in Mississippi on the other side of the tracks, right? Why did God put this together? Well, I was born and my mother threw me away and I was raised in an adoptive family. See, all these questions are answered in the one question. Why were you born? Okay? So where were you born? You were born where you needed to be born so that God could help you develop. Why were you born that way? You were born to this particular people in this particular place because that's where you needed to be. You needed to be in that situation so you could learn what you needed to learn. Well, when was I born? Why was I born in this year? You were born in the right era of time to solve your problems of the earth by developing and deploying yourself. All you need to know is why. That is my Monday moment. Now, those of you, this is Martin Williams. So those of you who are out there, I just want to let you know, one of the best ways to live in what I'm teaching you for free is to give. You can go to my Cash App. Dr. Martin Williams. You can give through that Cash App. You can go to my webpage. You can go to Martin Williams International. You can give and sow into these moments, whether little or small, whatever it needs to be. But the most important thing I want you to do is to understand why you were born and stay away from these enemies of becoming. Say it with me. I will become. Say it again. I will become. I will do everything I must to become. I will avoid every pitfall so that I can become. I will get over every hurdle until I become. I will ignore all the ignorance in my life until I become. I will get rid of friends that keep me from becoming. I will develop relationships that help me become. I will spend any time, any money necessary to discover who I am so that I can become. I am committed to becoming. I'm committed to becoming. I believe that if I can become who I am, I will be an asset to everyone. I believe that if I become who I am, I will be a blessing to the entire earth. I believe my becoming should be my priority. I believe that my becoming is the most important use of my time. You make those proclamations before you go to bed, and you'll begin to see some amazing things. All right? All right. I'll see you next Monday on Monday Moments. Have a great evening, guys.